morning, happy Thursday. Welcome to a new reading vlog. Before I launch into my very long-winded introduction, I'm gonna go make a cup of tea. I would encourage you to make one with me and settle in for this reading vlog. So, good morning. Happy Thursday. It is the middle of a week when I'm starting this reading vlog, which is kind of weird for me, but there is a reason for it, and that is that it is August 1st, which is the start of the NEWTS Magical Readathon. So I figured I could make this a week and a half long reading vlog because these first couple days I'm not going to be getting a super large amount of reading. We'll get into all of that done. But I figured if I just tacked on an extra couple days, it wouldn't be that bad. So, hello. I haven't done a reading vlog in quite a while. The lighting is all weird because the sun rises on one. Let's see, I think this makes, so pardon that little change up. I have not done a reading vlog in quite some time. We have been on a family holiday to England and Scotland. I came back with a cold, allergies, I'm not quite sure what it is, but I've come back with it. So if I sound a little like stuffed up and such, that's why. We have been on holiday. I've been enjoying just taking a little breather from everything. If you are at all curious about our travels and where we've been, I have been posting like bits and pieces up on social media. I'll probably be doing that more. I will also pop a link for you down below to my personal blog, which details out all of that stuff, and we'll be here in the coming weeks talking about everything that we went and did and saw and all that good stuff. So it's been good. It was a good trip. It was so much fun. We saw so much. We learned a lot. It was great. And it was kind of nice to not, I love showing you guys all the things, but it was kind of nice to just like take myself out of all of that and just really enjoy our family trip. So we did that. I did do quite a bit of reading. I read 4 books while we were gone. I'm not going to get into like all of the details about them because I'm doing a whole blog post, which I will link down below for you, all of that, and this would get really long if I did talk about all of my thoughts and feelings on those books. But I read 4. I read Sacred Duty by Tom Cotton, China Rich Girlfriend by Kevin Kwan, The Bookshop on the Shore by Jenny Colgan, and Summer Crossing by Truman Capote. I really enjoyed all 4 books. I rated them rather highly, and you can find a lot of my thoughts in the link down below. Also, likewise, I'm not really going to get into the brunt of my NEWTS TBR. I will link my TBR post down below because I have a feeling this reading vlog is going to be quite long and I don't want to unnecessarily add to that. But briefly, I have a total of 9 books picked out for the month, 8 of which I need to read. 7 I need to read specifically for my career path for the NEWTS, but these are the 9 that I have picked out. Almost went falling back down on me. I'm being rather ambitious normally for the month-long readathons. I try to keep most of my picks like 300 pages or less, and I've got a couple of longer fantasy novels in here, but I also tried to like pick some shorter, easier reads to balance that out a little bit for it. I'm trying to think of like what else I need to like debrief you on. I don't think there's much. I'm not going to get a lot of reading done these first couple days. I have a lot of writing that I need to do, a lot of scheduling that I need to do for today and tomorrow. I'm only about halfway through the blog posts for this upcoming month, and when we go into a readathon, I try to have everything like pre-done so I'm not having to like stop reading to write. Like you get what I'm saying. I'm trying to have everything like scheduled so I can just focus solely on reading for this whole month. So I'm not gonna be doing a whole lot of reading. I'm also not, like, my life is not coming to a halt for this readathon. We are still doing play dates. We are still doing like our play group and all that good stuff that we normally do already. And another thing that is kind of like superseding all this is my husband's in his busy time at work. So he is like in and out a little bit more than normal. So we're just gonna take this readathon by storm and see how we do with it. Okay, I have handled that situation. I don't know, I'm thinking of starting with one of these three: The Last Magician, The Fifth Season, or Notes on a Nervous Planet. It'll just depend on how I feel this evening when I sit down to finally read. These two are my longest and probably the ones that I'm gonna potentially struggle with the most. They're kind of out of my comfort zone, but kind of not. So I might start on this one tonight, and then kind of go from there. The only book in this deck that I don't necessarily have to read this month is Autumn by Ali Smith, and ironically it's the one that I really do want to read. So we'll see how all that fits in. And I don't really think I have anything more to update you guys on. I know that this was kind of a lame, like, check all the links in the description box type of update. And I don't normally like doing those, but I just feel like for the sake of time in this vlog, that was a necessary evil. So yeah, I am gonna go get to work now. Good afternoon, happy Saturday. We've gotten off to a really bad foot, I feel like, with this reading vlog and this readathon. I don't know what happened. On Thursday afternoon, I just, like, I crashed. I slept. I don't ever take naps. Not even when I'm, like, that's not who I am. And I took a 2-hour nap, so didn't get any reading done that afternoon. Didn't get anything I needed to get done that afternoon. I did do a little reading in the evening, and then yesterday, Friday, was spent just like head onto computer, catch up on everything that I was supposed to do on Thursday, do it on Friday. And I just really still wasn't totally feeling myself, if that makes sense. Like, I'm still feeling a little bit like, woo, you know, tired and out there. And we had a play date yesterday morning, and that kind of took a lot out of me. And there's a woodpecker out my window right now. Here he is, guys. Here's our little buddy. Our little bird buddy. Okay, that was a fun interlude. So anyway, long story short, I did not really get as much done the past couple days as I'd hoped to get, so I still have some things to do today, just to allow myself to have the best reading month possible for the rest of the month. So I need to do a lot of scheduling and admin bits just to clear the rest of the calendar out. So I'm gonna be doing that. It'll probably take me like an hour or two, and then I plan on reading. It's rainy, it's gray, it is the most brilliant, the perfect ambiance to read all afternoon, and I think I'm going to. I'm gonna throw on some Harry Potter and, you know, just cozy up for the rest of the weekend. It's Saturday, it's like lunchtime on Saturday, so I plan on, we're gonna be home the rest of the weekend, so it's gonna be nice, and we're just gonna relax, take it easy, chill, you know, all that stuff. So now that we've done that, let's talk about the book that I'm currently reading. I am reading 2 books. Let me explain. I am actually going to do an audiobook for this readathon as much as I can, because I was thinking about it. We drive 40 minutes to an hour twice a week, every week. The Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone audiobook is only 8 hours. So I can do that, and that kind of takes the stress off of reading another book. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna listen to the audiobook. When I want to pick up the physical book, I'll pick up the physical book, but I'm gonna kind of just like go back and forth between the two. Because it's really nice actually to listen to it on audiobook. It's one of the few books that I actually can listen to on audiobook. I'm not good at audiobooks and such, but I'm much better when it comes to reading books. I'm better at actually reading the books. There's only a couple books that I can actually handle in an audio format. Harry Potter is one of them. Discovery, like my favorites are all, because I've read them, I love them, I know the story, so I'm not trying to follow along, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's making any sense. Anyway, I very rarely do audiobooks. I'm going to do one for this month. That's what we're getting at. And then physical book, I'm reading Notes on a Nervous Planet by Matt Haig. I am on page 62. Not nearly as far as I'd hoped to get. Today, I want to at least make it to like the 200 page mark, like right in here. If I can finish it, that's great. I don't think I can today, but I'm going to try. My thoughts. My battery light is blinking at me, so I'm gonna make these quick, charge my battery, and then maybe when I finish the book, I'll have a more accurate thought process. It's okay. I feel like I'm not really learning anything that I didn't already know. Like there isn't information that's being presented to me in a new light or with any sort of groundbreaking perception. It's written as a series of, I would say, like blog posts that have been turned into chapters, and there are points that are poetry, there are points that are quotes from others, there are parts that are lists. So it's a unique structure in that way, but I'm not like blown away or like, oh my gosh, this is so groundbreaking. That may change. I don't know, I'm only 60 pages in, but that's where I'm currently at with this book. And yeah, that's all I've got for you guys today. I will try and come back on here and update you guys a little bit later. I'm hoping that now that I kind of feel more like myself, and more like a human being, that I will actually be able to like do a little bit more and vlog a little bit better and read more. So I will chat with you guys. Happy Sunday morning. I finally feel just back to normal, back to myself, back to whatever, me. I feel like I am actually gonna be able to get good reading done today. Not like the reading I've been getting done, but like good reading. I got a decent amount of reading done yesterday. On Notes on a Nervous Planet by Matt Haig, and I feel like I can finish this. Hopefully my goal is to finish it this morning before lunchtime so I can start on a new book this afternoon. I'm currently on page 151. I think it's about 300 pages roughly. Somewhere. It's like around 300-ish pages. So I'm about halfway done. I'm pretty sure I can read in the next couple hours. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm sure I can read like the rest of it in the next couple hours. My thoughts are similar to what I said yesterday. I don't know how well I explained everything yesterday. I don't know how articulate, like how well I articulated my thoughts. But basically this is about how social media and the internet and the 24-hour news cycle and just the constantness of the world that we live in today is making us all crazy. And how to not let the crazy of the world make you crazy. if that makes sense. I will say it's not groundbreaking. Like, there's nothing inherently incredible. Like, oh my god, I never would have thought of like disconnecting my phone at night. Oh my god, I would have never thought about not scrolling Twitter before I went to bed. You know, like, there's nothing over groundbreaking about it. There's a couple like little one-line quotes that are, you know, quotable and speak to the issues and our problems and everything, but there's nothing like inherently amazing. It is written, I would say similarly to like a blog or blog posts. They're very short, like 1-2 page chapters that discuss a topic. Some of them are lists, there are poems, there are quotes. It's a bit of a mixed bag in terms of how it's written, which is nice. Like, it kind of breaks it up a little bit. So we'll see. Good afternoon. It is some hours later. I have finished. It's my bookmark. Finished. Previous thoughts honestly still stand. Ultimately, I'm actually not giving this one a rating. It's a personal development book. And he writes about so many personal things and his own struggles that I would consider it almost a like combination of personal development and a memoir. I don't rate those. I just don't. Because I feel like I'm reading somebody's life and their story. If it was just a standard like personal development book, I would rate it. But there were so many personal touches in this that I feel like I just can't put a number on that. That doesn't seem right to me. So I'm getting ready to start my next book. I think I'm gonna start the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. I think honestly this is gonna be the hardest book out of my entire NEWTS readathon TBR for me to read. Not because the size actually doesn't freak me out. I've kind of been looking forward to like really diving into a long book. And this one is almost 500 pages. We're looking at like 470. But this is fantasy, and fantasy is real hit or miss for me. I do have a couple other fantasies that I can pick up if I'm just really struggling with this one, but I want to try and read this because I've heard so many good things about it. Also, you guys seem to really love when I share what I'm eating and drinking while I'm reading, and I'm a snacker when I read. Like, I like to be able to snack, so I figured I would show you what I'm gonna snack on this afternoon while I read. I've got some fresh cut pear that I'm actually sharing with my older son, and then I have a cup of gray afternoon tea that I am steeping right now. It's almost completely done, so it's almost time to drink it. And yeah, we've got more Harry Potter on the television. The AC is in high gear because it's hot outside, and I'm going to get some reading done. Good afternoon. Happy Monday. I promise not every update will be here. I don't promise that. Just kidding. Happy Monday. It is the afternoon because we had a play date this morning. So a couple of my friends came over with their kids. So I didn't update. I was puttering around preparing for that this morning. Getting the kids ready, getting myself ready, all of that good stuff. So I didn't really do an update this morning. I didn't really get a chance to read this morning. However, I did get a chance to read last night, and I actually got a decent amount of reading done. Okay, I picked up the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. I think I explained why I wanted to pick this up next, and it's because it's a fantasy, and it's kind of out there in terms of what I've been reading and loving lately, but I made it 60 pages in last night. I had intended to only read about 50 pages of it, and I just couldn't stop at 50 pages. I needed to finish the sentence. I was tired, it was late, and I still wanted to keep going. And safe to say, I am really enjoying this one so far. We follow, I don't know how many perspectives we're gonna end up following, but basically we have one perspective that is present tense, second person, which is something that you have to get used to, I feel like. Second person is an interesting tense to write in because I feel like you have to commit to it. As the reader has to commit to it and the writer has to commit to it. And if you don't have somebody committing, you don't have both people committing, it doesn't work and it gets confusing and it gets mind-numbing and hard to kind of work through. And I feel like it's interesting to do parts of it in second person, parts of it in third, you know, completely fine, past tense, everything's fine. So, it's interesting, and I kind of like it. I'm only 60 pages in, so we'll see if that like lasts. But right now, I kind of like the contrast between the second person present tense, third person past. I'm like kind of liking that it shifts it up a little bit, so you're not having to constantly refocus your brain into the story of being in second person and having to commit to that all the time. It's kind of nice to be able to then step back out of the story, read a different point of view, a different person, and then go back into it. So far I'm really liking it. My goal today is to read another 100 pages or so, and then my goal for the week is to read this one and get a start on The Bookish Life of Nina Hill. This isn't necessarily a requirement for the NEWTS Magical Readathon, but this is the book club pick for the Cozy Bookshop Reads, and I usually like to get these ones done kind of early in the month so I have time to, you know, write my review, come up with my questions, and really stew on it before I have a conversation. That way I'm also not cramming towards the end. Hello! Happy Wednesday. I am a little bit scrambled right now. We just got home after sitting in traffic for like an hour to get home. We just got home. I did not update you guys yesterday because I didn't really do a lot of reading yesterday. I haven't really done a lot of reading at all, which is probably bad considering it's a readathon. But last night something just clicked in my head and I got right back into it and really wanted to get some reading done. Today I'm very heavily in a reading mood, so I think I'm gonna spend the next couple hours reading while the boys take naps. And then we're home pretty much the rest of our time this week. We will be home unless we decide to like go to the park or something, and then obviously we'll go to the park. But The 5th Season by N.K. Jemisin, I've gotten to page 128 today. I'd like to get to like the 200, 250 range. That's where I'd feel comfortable kind of stopping off. I don't really have a lot to say. I think I told you guys, I'm listening to the audiobook of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone as one of the challenges for the readathon. And I've actually done a lot of that. I only have a little over an hour and a half left of the audiobook, so that's making me feel really good. And I'm loving it. Like, it's so nice to hear the story again and like listen to it. And to be completely honest, I might just continue on with the series on audio as we're driving to and from playgroup and such. It's just really nice to go back to the world that I just love so much. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for you guys. I'm gonna try and do better for the rest of the week. So yeah, it's a glorious rainy day today. It's like the perfect reading day, and I am going to go get some reading done. Good morning, happy Thursday. I have spent most of my morning getting my life back together in a way, and I am now ready. It's whoa dark.
I have just like finished everything that I needed to do to get my life back together. And I'm getting ready to go sit on my couch and do a little reading. And I figured I would come on here and do a little vlog update, start this vlog. I don't know. I am currently sipping on my second cup of tea. This is the Raspberry Earl Grey. Today is desperately gonna call for like 5 cups of tea. I just have a feeling. Let's do a little reading update. I don't know why I sat there when my book's all the way over here. I'm reading, if you know, The 5th Season by N.K. Jemisin. I last night got to page 222, so 30 pages shy of where I wanted to get, and I'm actually really pleased with that. Every afternoon, like late evening last night, I kind of hit a groove of reading, and so today I'm hoping to read a solid 100 to 150 pages, and then hopefully tomorrow I will be finished with The 5th Season by N.K. Jemisin and be finished with my second read for the NEWTS Magical Readathon. I am still listening to Harry Potter on Audible. I think I have about an hour left of that too. And I've kind of been just listening to that all the time. I apologize for my children singing in the background. So yeah, that's my update. Good evening. Happy Thursday night. I meant to come on here like 3 hours ago and update you guys. But I just didn't get a chance. It's been a little bit, I don't know, it's been good. Like I've got a lot of reading done today, but then this evening was like really hectic and trying to get everything done, and I just needed to like read. And yeah, so that's what I did. I got to page 302 so far in the 5th season. It's about 9:50 or so at night, and I think I am gonna go ahead and just like wash my face, brush my teeth, do all of that like bedtime stuff, climb into bed, and then I'm gonna try and read for another 45 minutes or so, and see if I can't get a little bit further in. I will say I kind of hit a plateau for a little bit in it, and now I'm like right back into the story. I'll give you a little bit of a breakdown if I can. This is, the 5th season is a fantasy, adult fantasy story, in which the Earth is actually the enemy. I don't really know how to explain that, but the whole idea of earthquakes and tsunamis are regular occurrences to civilization at this time, and they have lore and tablets and rule of law for when like a, I don't know how to call it, like I guess an earthquake would be what I would call it, of what to do when an earthquake comes along. And these aren't like just 4 level magnitude earthquakes. These are like topple entire civilization level earthquakes, and the earth itself is a character in the story, as it's manipulated by the people. It's hard to like explain without giving a whole lot of things a whole lot away about it, and so that's the like basics. We are following 3 pairs. I don't want to, you're following 3 characters, but I like to think of them as 3 pairs because they're actually groupings of people. So you're following 2 groups that are written in 3rd person, past tense, and you're following 1 group of people that is written in 2nd person, present tense, which gives a nice like shifting in the narrative. So you're never quite at a standstill almost in it. You're always kind of like getting thrown for a loop, if that makes sense, because the story will go from so and so did this to you were doing this and you knew this, and it doesn't throw me necessarily, but it's definitely something that like kind of gave me a little bit of standstill. And I really like second person narratives, but there's something that is still a little confusing to me, and I think it's because I don't quite fully comprehend the world yet. I still really enjoy it, but I don't think I quite comprehend everything that's happening in the world just yet for me to really enjoy it. Maybe in the second book I might like that more, I don't know. There's definitely one pairing that I kind of like a little bit more than the other two, but it's interesting to see how we're learning about the world and the structure and the magic system and the way, it's not even a magic system, but just the way this world operates through the different characters. You've got one character who's learning it for the first time herself. You have one character who is fairly knowledgeable but is learning aspects that hasn't really ever been discovered before, and then you have one grouping of people who are learning more about the people and how the people are responding to this. So it's actually quite interesting from that perspective. I'm really enjoying it overall. This is getting a really long update, which is not what my intention was. So yeah, I'm gonna just wrap this up because this was a really long rambly update. That was not my intention, but safe to say, really loving this, and I'm looking forward to, I only have 150 pages to go, so I could definitely finish this tomorrow, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning, happy Friday. A really quick little intro here, I guess. I didn't get any more reading done last night. Basically, I got really like looped into something I was looking at on social media, and didn't read any further. I am not gonna get any reading done this morning because I have to go run to the grocery store and pick up groceries. And then I'm gonna try and read this afternoon in between loads of laundry. I just found out from my husband that he's coming home a day early, and I'm super excited for that, and for him to be home. I still feel very good about being able to finish the 5th season today. I may be crazy for thinking that, but I still feel pretty good about it. Also, I did finish the audiobook for Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, so that is knocking one off my list. I finished that this morning, and it gave me all the good feelings. I don't really have much to say about it because it's like my 40 millionth reread of the book, so there's nothing really new to give you on my thoughts. Loved it as I always do, and it gives me all the feel-good feeling. Good morning, happy Saturday morning. I did not end up updating you guys yesterday because as I think I told you, like first thing in the morning, my husband came home yesterday, so we actually ended up spending a lot of family time, and didn't really get a lot of time and didn't really want to take any time to like get on the camera and talk to you guys about reading. I did do a lot of reading though. I read about 100 pages. I'm currently on page 402, so I read exactly 100 pages. And oh my gosh, we just got a twist, but it's not like, it wasn't a plot twist. I don't know, I wouldn't characterize it as a plot twist or anything like that, but something was just revealed to us, and honestly, it kind of blew my mind, but kind of didn't blow my mind. I was in a little bit of a shock over it, but in a good way. Like, it was a good thing. So I have 50 pages left. Cannot wait to finish it. Super excited.
Super.
And I plan on finishing it this morning, so I'll come back and let you know my final thoughts. Right now I'm sitting at like 3.5, 4-star read. Hello, it's a few hours later now, and I have finished the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin, and all I have to say is, what the heck? Okay, so the twist that I talked about earlier, it's not a plot twist, I wouldn't even say it's a twist. things are put to you in a way that you kind of understand, and it shifts your whole, something changes and it shifts your whole viewpoint and mindset about the entire book. And then it happens again in a slightly less dramatic way, but it happens again, and it kind of once again like clarifies a little bit. And I am just I'm definitely continuing on with the series. I need to, there's 2 more books. It's a trilogy. There's 2 more books, so I plan on continuing on with that in the near future, because this was actually really good. I was a little worried because, like I said, fantasy, I'm like real hit or miss. Sometimes I can't stay the course. Fantasy is one of those genres that it takes a good amount of pages to really like get into the story, to understand the world, to get what the author is trying to do. And there are times that I just can't stay the course, if that makes sense, where to me the amount of pages that it would take for me to fall into it and get into the world and understand what's going on is not like something that I'm willing to do and to commit to at the time. I am so glad I did it with the 5th season. I struggled a little bit, and I don't think it was the story. I think it was just life. I struggled for a day or 2 about it, but I loved it. I rated it a 4 out of 5 stars, mostly because there was a little chunk that I struggled with, and I don't know if it's because I was struggling with life. I don't know if it was because it kind of like dragged on a little bit in those time periods or not. I'm not sure, but I absolutely loved it. And I'm super excited to continue on with the next 2 books. Like, it's bad because I'm starting like series that I want to continue with, and I'm like I still need to read the next Outlander book. I need to read, there's 2 Ken Follett books that I need to read, but they're both 1,000+ pages, like that are gonna take me a month to read. The next book I'm gonna pick up is The Bookish Life of Nina Hill. This is a contemporary book. I don't know much more than that, like just adult contemporary, 330 pages, lighthearted. From my understanding, it's supposed to be like lighthearted contemporary, and I think I kind of need that after like the real depth of the 5th season. I need something light and fluffy. And good morning, happy Sunday. I did not come back on yesterday. I really like kind of just haven't, just let it go a little bit. I promise to do better in the coming weeks for the rest of the NEWTS magical readathon. Blah, blah, blah. I've not had any caffeine yet this morning, and my younger son was up early, so excuse all of that. Anyway, promise to do better for the rest of the NEWTS magical readathon. I don't know what vlogging is gonna look like beyond the NEWTS magical readathon. We will just take it one step at a time. I feel like we got really dark here. Anyway, we'll just take it one step at a time and see what happens. But I picked up yesterday The Bookish Life of Nina Hill by Abby Waxman. This is my 4th book for NEWTS Magical Readathon. I am 88 pages into this bad boy. I feel like if you take away all of your, this is a contemporary find yourself romance, like chick lit. I hate that saying, but that's pretty much what it is. So you kind of have to take away any critical fiction aspect of it, and if you do that, I think it could be a very enjoyable story. Our narrator very much kind of reminds me of Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory quite a bit, in how she comprehends and her knowledge and how her brain works, and in a way, not like in the social aspects of Sheldon Cooper, not in the like rocket scientist, mad scientist way. But I'm very much enjoying it. It's just a really nice, lighthearted, easy read. Like, it's a good end of summer, I feel like, read. there's some book talk, like, you know, that she's a bookworm, and she loves to read, and she works in a bookstore, and you know, like, that books have a lot of meaning to her, but there isn't a lot of, like, actual book talk, if that makes sense. That's not the focus so far, at least, of it. And it's quick moving, as you would expect from, like, a contemporary book. It's a very, like, fast moving, you're not really, like, shown a lot, you're told a lot about our characters, and you're told these things are happening, but you're not really ever, like, shown very much in some aspects. So we'll see. Still pretty early in. I'm, like I said, on page 88. This is about, like, 330-ish pages, roughly. So it's not gonna take me long to read. My goal is to read another 100 to 150 pages today, if I can. It's supposed to be a pretty nice day. I was thinking about taking the kids to our little neighborhood park. And of course, my husband is home today, so we're gonna be doing some family time as well. So that's pretty much what's going on. I hear the kettle going, so I'm gonna go get some tea. Hello, good evening. It's Sunday evening. I think I've read about 50 pages more of The Bookish Life of Nina Hill. Still feel about the same about it. I think it's just gonna be an average read for me, honestly. It's not bad, it's not great, it's just, you know, an average contemporary. I'm gonna call it good for this vlog. I hope that you guys enjoyed the past week and a half. I don't know. I have no idea what the footage looks like. I'm about to go upload it into the computer now in advance to edit it tomorrow. I promise the next couple weeks will be better for you. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next week.